Hey, welcome to my live. I'm following up from my previous live. I just left the doctor's office and I wanted to update everyone as I have been sharing and posting. I have goals to make more lives. And so I wanted to follow up from the previous live I did regarding my health and my blood pressure. I shared with everyone a little bit about my journey. I did forget to share with the last video in the fact that when my cholesterol was elevated, when I went for my second test, my blood pressure was also elevated. But according to the doctors, that was normal. And although I was sitting and waiting, they were trying to convince me that just getting up and walking to get my blood pressure checked, that was normal, that it elevated. I didn't believe that. So when I lowered my cholesterol, I lowered my blood pressure. But as you know, who's joined my live? Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Thanks for joining my live. So when I went to take my test for my life insurance in March, I got the results back and I was accepted for the life insurance, but they have a premium package and they have a premium plus. And everything in regards to my test came back that I would qualify except for my blood pressure. So I requested to do a reevaluation. And so I just left the doctor's office, and where my results before were like 134 over 86 or something of that nature, or it went as high as 90 something, 94. I was targeting the lowest rate that I could get. So I just left the doctor's office. I don't have a collar, so I'll just pop the jugular. I am 114 over 79, which is in the target that I was trying to achieve. I have been taking my blood pressure, monitoring it through this process, and the lowest that I have gotten is 109. But when my upper number is low, my bottom number would go high. So I'd be like 109 over 86. Then I could get the lower number down as low as 78. And then I would be like 134 over 78. So I was like, and then I've heard about the white coat syndrome. So I'm like, I'm going to go in there and then I'm going to be anxious and I'm not going to get a low number. So she checked me on my right arm. I was just above what I wanted it to be. And so then she checked me on my left arm and I was like, yes, that's it. So we're going to go with that. So I am like sized. And so it just reaffirms my purpose for this is not to gloat or boast, but to be an example, because I am not posting this information because I just get the information off Facebook and just post stuff. Things that I post, I generally am looking at the source before I repost anything, and it's pretty valid. I'm not sending gossip out. And so that is the reason why I am going to start going live, so that I can put a face and an example as much as I can, because I'm very passionate about this information that I'm sharing with everyone in regards to health, because I see so many people that opt for conventional intervention versus self-monitoring and regulation. And it's really important for us to take our bodies back, own our own self, our own souls, our own physical self, our own sovereign being, and manage ourselves with education. And not all of the information that is available is going to come from conventional medicine, because it is a business. And so when you go to a business and you do business, Business 101 is that you read before you sign the contract. So we need to start understanding and educating ourselves on what works best for our bodies, because we are not 100% the same. If we were, we would all look the same, we would all talk the same, we would have the same taste in everything there is in life. We are individual beings, and the way that food processes through our bodies is individually. And that business does not have the time to manage you on an individual basis. They turn you in and they turn you out. So unless we take responsibility for ourselves and manage ourselves, then there's going to be not the best results. Now, something else. Now, I'm sitting up here with no glasses on, so I got to kind of go close to read. Change your diet, lifestyle, and balance. Exercise, weight is key. Yes, it is. That is the key. That is all of it. And so there's two other things. I posted before that I was getting a sty in my eye. And so there is an herb called eye bright. I've used it before, just kind of playing with it. It's so crazy. You can brew it. It's a tea. You let it cool and you can wash your eyes with it. I can see through it like a swimming pool. It does not. If you feel anything, it's because you have some type of irritant in your eye that's being cleaned out. So what I did is I had been rinsing my eye twice a day with the eye bright, in the morning and in the afternoon or in the night. And so I did start getting mucus coming out of my eye. I took a picture, but it's not very clear, and I don't think if I flip my eyelid that you could see it. But what happened was it came to a head, 2 bumps inside the inner part of my eyelid. It was pretty painful. This little eye part was a little swollen. It is now going down. It is a little that I can feel something in there, but it's clearing up. And never did my eye itself get affected. Never did my eye turn red. Never did it swell or anything. But there was just some infection right here. And I used the eye bright to clear my eye. There is an herb for every single ailment the human body has. We have been tricked into believing that these weeds are detrimental to us, and these companies that are going out and producing these weed killers are also the same companies that are presenting medicine to us. Just a word to the wise. We have to start educating ourselves that what you see around you is actually healing from above. And we have to start learning what these weeds/herbs do for the body. Another thing that I am working out is I was stricken last year with frozen shoulder syndrome. And I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe it was a little injury, but it continued. And when I went to the doctor, it started in October. When I finally went to the doctor in January, they diagnosed me with frozen shoulder syndrome. It was very painful. I have gotten past the painful stage. You can Google it and see what it is. But basically what happens is it's like some kind of injury that magically appears. Wink, wink. And I've got my ideas, but it happens to women over 40 and 60. And so when it heals with scar tissue. So I have scar tissue all around my shoulder joint, and then that impedes me from moving it. So I am in physical therapy twice a week to get my shoulder mobile again. And there are 2 ways to address it. They could put me to sleep and rip it all apart. Just rip. Okay, then I have to heal from all that. Or I go to therapy and they slowly stretch me up a little bit more. And that is very painful, I will say. But whereas this winter, it was so painful that I could not put a coat on or wear some of my clothes. I would only be able to toss a coat over my shoulder. I couldn't do anything with that arm. I've now reached a level where I can reach above my head, up about this high above my head. I'm working now on being able to reach out to my side and reach up. and I have to get my mobility back that I can reach behind me. I used to be an athlete and I used to swim. So I was pretty mobile, agile, that I could reach and pull my arm over, and then I could reach and pull my arm behind me. This is not the arm that's affected. But so I'm trying to return back to that level of mobility. But that is me putting in work. So once again, I'm saying that to say that we have to stop underestimating the ability that we have. We have been blessed with a golden body that will allow us to. Come on, phone. Call you back. We are blessed to have the bodies that we have, and our bodies are magical, and we have to understand and learn what our bodies can do. So if you go through the history of my posts, that's the information that I generally am posting. Information so that we can take ownership of what our bodies are, bypass the censorship in regards to not being able to learn this information through conventional medicine, and take control of ourselves and make a decision on what we want to do. Just as if you were to purchase a car or buy a house, you would read that contract and decide if this is acceptable or unacceptable before you make that decision. It really bothers me, especially that video with circulating where this lady is around a whole bunch of people cheering for her, talking about that she don't know what's in the vat and she don't care what's in the vat. She just gonna go and be a good old you know what and take it. And that is not, we wouldn't do that with anything else. I don't know what the contract I'm going to sign. I'm just going to buy this house and hope for the best. We got to take better control of our bodies. So I'm getting my voice, and I'm starting to yell it instead of whisper it, because I see that people aren't listening, but those that are listening are really appreciative of me sharing the information. So this is for those that are open to hear the information. For those that are not, they go down their own road. This is a free world. We are born individual to choose what we want. But in turn, don't expect me to operate my life with my eyes closed, because I choose not to do that. So I got the next video out. Thank you for letting me share. Thanks for staying with me. Take care of yourself. You have a wonderful day. I am getting ready to go out in my garden. Last night I stayed up late, and the new thing that I learned to do was to take raspberry clippings that I got from a neighbor and learn how to root it. So I'll see what it does, because I got so busy when I got it, they had to stay overnight in a bucket before I actually was able to plant them. But I've got 4 clippings and 1 had a root, and I've planted them in their own little containers. And then I got some red onions from another neighbor, and so I planted the red onions. I've got some spaghetti squash that has been in its starter pot that is not waiting for me, and is now growing so much that the vegetables are starting to grow on it, and it's still in its starter pot. So basically that's what my day is going to be, as well as migrating my pots back outside, because the weather is now in a place that, it's encouraging. So at this point I have bell peppers starting to grow. I have tons of cucumbers starting to grow. Tomatoes starting to grow. I am excited about my fig that I planted several years ago. I've got figs. I'm dying to have some fresh figs. Like, it is nothing like fresh figs. Those daggone things in the refrigerated section is nothing like eating it fresh. So I cannot wait to get my fresh figs. And then last year I planted 3 trees, which are surprising me. I've got a cherry tree, a peach tree, and a plum tree that I planted when they were very small. And those things are like really tall now. I'm so surprised. So my yard is like total chaos. I haven't put a lot of attention since the weather had been as it is, but I need to finish it up so that I can get my raised beds in and have my pots. I don't think I'm going to backfill with dirt. I'm going to keep everything in pots. I'm in a place right now where I'm trying to make some decisions with the next stage of my life, and I'm just not sure how much longer I'm going to be in this location. Because I have always had the vision to go off grid, and it really seems like this might be the time to do it. So at any given time, I might say, hey guys, I'm out of here. I don't know, but it's nice to be in that place. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Once again, thanks for being my one person right now that's watching. I know that other people will join in, and I hope that everybody can benefit from me sharing. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye. As soon as I figure out how to end this thing. How you stop this thing? I think I hit the X. I'll see.